Hi, it's Bruce. Happy Easter and happy Passover 2012. Once again, it's taken me a while to get to doing a video, and I have to go speeding along because I got like 8 things to talk about. In the last weeks, I guess it's been maybe 6 weeks, 3 of those weeks were really booked tight because, for those of you who don't know, I am married to a lyricist, playwright, Bill Russell, who wrote Sideshow and co-wrote Pageant, and he wrote Elegies for Angels, Punks, and Raging Queens, and he has a show called Lucky Duck, which was at the New Victory Theater on 42nd Street for 2 weeks. It's a $75 minute show aimed for young audiences, and that was so much fun to be able to get off the subway and go up to 42nd Street and go and see Bill's show Lucky Duck. So it's available. It's available for performances. I hope every children's theater in the world does it. Then, right after that, he had a reading of his new musical with music by Janet Hood, who wrote the score for Elegies for Angels, Punks, and Raging Queens, that Bill wrote, directed by Cheryl Kaller, called Unexpected Joy. It's a 4-character musical with 4 women, 4 characters, 4 women, directed by a woman, composed by a woman, and then my boyfriend, husband, wrote the book and lyrics. Unexpected Joy is about 3 generations of, to make it short, 3 generations of singers, a grandmother, mother, and daughter, and then a 4th person, one of whom is going to marry one of those 3 people. Anyway, the reading was great. I know, I'm biased, but what can you do? You had Annie Golden, Lillias White, Anne-Marie Milazzo, who was new to me until she started these readings, and God, she's brilliant, and Emma Hunton. So that was just amazing. I mean, just to meet Annie Golden. I've met Lillias White a couple times because she's done work for Bill before. But Annie Golden, wow. To be talking to those 2 women, wow. All right, now let's get to the stuff I've seen. Now, I liked everything I've seen. I saw 6 different shows. Nothing overwhelmed me, but everything was good or very good. And the one show I'm going to recommend the most, actually, is the play that I almost like the least, the play. It's End of the Rainbow by Peter Quilter, and it's about the last days of Judy Garland, a few days in the last year of her life in London. And the reason I'm highly recommending this is Tracy Bennett, who plays Judy Garland, gives a jaw-dropping, phenomenal performance that is not to be believed. I actually had my mouth open when she was singing because I'm kind of familiar with the later Judy Garland, and God, she gets it. It's amazing, and it's not an imitation, but she does it perfectly. Now, I thought her accent, she's British, I thought her accent as Judy Garland went between Judy Garland's voice and a little bit of Katharine Hepburn in there, but she's incredible. End of the Rainbow, go see her. She could win the Tony. It's a very hard year with all Stockard Channing and all the other people that are going to be nominated. I can't even think right now. All right, now, another play I recommend, if you love Edward Albee, which I do, is a production at the Signature Theater, Pershing Square, of The Lady from Dubuque, of a play written, I think it was on Broadway in 1980, and it was completely dismissed. It's a period in Edward Albee's life when he was writing sort of a realistic setting, but then had surrealistic elements come in. In this case, basically death visits the house. This is a brilliant production with a performance by Layla Robbins that is another stunning performance. There's a lot of good performances around lately. Michael Hayden is great. Peter Francis James is great. Gene Alexander is great. Layla Robbins is painfully great. However, there's a performance in this show that I think is one of the two worst on Broadway right now. Well, this isn't Broadway, but it's on 42nd Street. And I hate to name names, but Tricia Paoluccio, I don't know how the director, that's the performance the director, I'm not blaming the actress, but I'm blaming the director because I thought, God, it's so annoying, and I wasn't the only one who said that. Her accent varies, and her, it almost distracted anytime she spoke. Onward and upward, or sideways. Yesterday I saw Clybourne Park, which is on Broadway right now, which won the Pulitzer, and I was really mixed about it. It's written by Bruce Norris, who won the Pulitzer. It takes place in the house where the people from the play Raisin in the Sun are going to move into. It's the people who are moving out of the house. It's a clever premise. It takes place in 1985? 65. Oh my God. Alright, this just shows you. 1959! What do I know? I've seen so many plays in so many years in the last 2 weeks. And then the next second act is 2008, where another family has moved in. And it's the modern people who are dealing with the property. You know, I don't like plays where the playwright is doing these circular speeches where to show the characters can't get their act together, sort of, and so the conversations just go around in a circle for like 20 minutes and then nobody gets to the point. They're like pointless conversations showing the characters. But then I'm like 20 minutes later going, you've just wasted 20 minutes of my time, I get it. What this play does have going for it is it's interesting. I wouldn't give it best play over Other Desert Cities. Is a brilliant performance by Jeremy Shamus, it's another great performance on Broadway, this time by a man. And the second, or maybe it's the most annoying, yes, the other one was the second most annoying performance on Broadway by, here I go, names, Christina Kirk, who plays the wife of who owns the husband and her own the house in the first act, and the most annoying voice and accent and hand gestures. I've never seen anyone talk like this for 45 minutes, but she talks like this, and I know it's the character, I blame the director yet once again. But that's, I guess, what he wanted. Okay, Clybourne Park, you know, a lot of people really like it. Now, there's a very good revival of Gore Vidal's The Best Man, a play I've never seen, and it's star-studded. I recommend it because if you've never seen the play, it's very interesting, it's political. James Earl Jones, Eric McCormack, Angela Lansbury, John Larroquette, Candice Bergen, Jefferson Mays. James Earl Jones and Angela Lansbury are great. All these actors are great. I love seeing Candice Bergen. Maybe not the strongest performance on stage, but I loved her. She's just means so much to me. I've been watching her ever since I was in high school or college, and The Group came out, and she played Lakey. So I got this thing for Candice Bergen. It was a joy to see her on stage. And I thought she did quite good. So, but I'm a groupie. A very interesting play. It's a little dated and a little current. So, you know, if you want to see a star-studded show on Broadway and maybe you don't know the play, it's sort of good to get these things known if you don't know it, then I say get a ticket to The Best Man. Now, I've been running around town. At the Mitzi Newhouse, another wonderful performance production by Lincoln Center. 4,000 Miles, a play by Amy Herzog. I like the play a lot. Another play that wasn't like spectacularly great, but had a great performance by Mary Louise Wilson. Whoa, she's really good. As the grandmother who lives in Manhattan, and her grandson comes to visit after a bike trip. He's bicycled across the country from Seattle. Mary Louise Wilson, always a joy to watch, is really great in this. And again, Lincoln Center just spends the big bucks, and a small production like this on the Mitzi Newhouse just looks stunning, is well directed and wonderfully acted. So 4,000 Miles, a new play that you might want to give some attention to. Now for an old musical I had not seen. I didn't want to see it last year, and then I decided Patina Miller was leaving, so I went and got tickets for Sister Act. And it was enjoyable. I was raised by nuns. I was Catholic. I went to Catholic school for 16 years, and Patina Miller was really great. The score is fun, the choreography is fun. It's a little over the top, but it is a musical. But it was amusing, and I had a good time. So, all those shows are very good to excellent, and I would recommend End of the Rainbow for Tracy Bennett. I recommend The Lady from Dubuque for those of you who are interested in a quirky, weird, dark Edward Albee. Clybourne Park I recommend for Jeremy Shamos. The Best Man I recommend for the play as a historical piece and the cast. 4,000 Miles I recommend for Mary Louise Wilson. And Sister Act, well, if you haven't seen it, there's a lot of other musicals opening too, but Patina Miller's gone, so it was enjoyable. And don't forget Lucky Duck, soon at a children's theater near you, I hope, and Unexpected Joy soon at another production somewhere, because the reading went very well. Happy Easter! We're actually off to see Don't Dress for Dinner, so I got my day cut out for me. But have a happy Easter. Bye.